is Uwe Boll. First is a little thing. Deadpool Spider-Man comic. Here I'm mentioned, if you can see it. Genius are often misunderstood. Van Gogh, Tesla, Weird Al. Uwe Boll! Officially in episode 12 Spider-Man Deadpool comic from Marvel. That means I'm a big star now. I want that you reactivate my career. I should shoot Deadpool 2 like I would shot Postal 2. It would be hilarious, it would be violent, it would be good. By the way, watch Postal again. It is really an all-time classic, to be honest. So, now more to the more serious stuff. 2 articles I read today. I make it very quick. David Suzuki, Canadian environmentalist, scientist, put back up like 24 years ago. The world's prominent scientists released warning to humanity. Human beings and the natural world are on a collision course. Human activities inflict harsh and often irreversible damage on the environment and on critical resources. If not checked, many of our current practices put at serious risk the future that we wish for human society and the plant and animal kingdoms, and may so alter the living world that we will be unable to sustain life in the manner that we know. Fundamental changes are urgent if we are to avoid the collision our present course will bring out. That was 25 years ago. And you think about it, 1,700 leading scientists signed that. And so they did 5 pointers together. We must bring environmental damaging activities under control to restore and protect the integrity of the Earth systems we depend on. It specifically mentions reducing greenhouse gas emissions and on-air and water pollution. It also highlights the need to address deforestation, degradation, and loss of agriculture, soils, and extinction of plant and animal species. Second is we must manage resources crucial to human welfare more effectively. This one is obvious. Finite resources must be exploited much more efficiently or we'll run out. Third is we must stabilize population. 4 is we must reduce and eventually eliminate poverty. And 5, we must ensure sexual equality and guarantee women control over their own reproductive decisions. I mean, to be honest, 1, 2, 3 are the real ones. Because 25 years later, of course, everything is way worse. And that is threatening. And then, to give you another thing, what came out today is the US unemployment rates. 95 million Americans are not in the labor force. That is more as 30%. So Obama is always saying he brought the unemployment rate under 5%, but only because he cuts them out of his statistics. So what happens is 4.7% are right now unemployed and try to get a job in the US, and that is a very good number. But the reality is that in the Bureau of Statistics, a record of 95 million people are not even looking anymore for new jobs. So if you think about put 95 million, US has a population of 325 million. Now you put 95 million, they're not even looking for jobs, and you have like 5%, like 17 million, they looking for a job but they don't get one. And then you have, of course, 50 million children, or 60 million children, and you have, of course, another 30, 40 million people there, like 75 plus. So that means overall, from the 325 million Americans are actually having a job or actually working, maybe only 100 million or 110 million. That are the horrific facts about the world we're living in. And yeah, the movies on the weekend, I'm actually happy that Underworld flopped. It's like Resident Evil or Underworld. It's time it stops, right? It's over. Like, just forget it. and stop doing this. It doesn't make any sense to keep shooting movies like this anymore. And here now it was rainy the whole time, nice weather, but now it's totally shitty. It was snow basically and cold, and everybody was skating outside and playing ice hockey on all the lakes here. But now it's pissing rain, and that is bad. Back to shitty Vancouver weather, and I hate it because all when I walk the dogs, they're all muddy and dirty then, and that is really bad.
Hey there, we want to tell you about Steven Seagal's new energy drink. It's called Lightning Bolt. It's 100% natural and it tastes just great. In fact, it's so good, he likes swimming in it.
How's it going, baby?
Boss, I've got another 2,000 cans to go to fill this pool.
Man, I feel so sorry for you, but you know what? I really wanted to swim in Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt with you.
Yeah, but you know I love doing it, because I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Lightning Bolt is a unique energy drink. It's the first of its kind. With 100% pure juice blends and is the only energy drink to contain Tibetan goji berries and Asian cordyceps. And it hits the spot every time.
Now we can both swim in Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt pool.
Cool, baby. Thank you, man. You do the right thing.
Darling.
You are so sweet. Everybody just see that?
Steven! I forgot one! I found it at the bottom of the pool.
Lightning Bolt comes in 2 delicious flavors, Asian Experience and Cherry Charge. So why not give your taste buds a real thrill?
Привет, дорогая.
Привет, дорогой, это тебе.
Спасибо.
Сестричка, я сейчас к тебе присоединюсь. Милый, могу я пойти и поплавать в лайтнинговой водичке?
Конечно, давай. It's good to be the king, isn't it? And guess what? This could happen to you if you drank Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt. Try it today. It's electric.
So, here is Uwe Boll. And I have to say something about dog owners. So dog owners, a lot of dog owners, also here in Vancouver, even more as in Germany, are fear-driven, scared amateurs who have no clue how to treat, handle, educate, or live with a dog. There are these people like different forms, basically. There are people, they are all about the dog. It's like the dog is everything instead of kids, wives, whatever. It's like they kennel train the dog and are very proud that the dog in the middle of the apartment lays down in a kennel. For what? Completely stupid. I mean, a kennel you need if you transport your dog somewhere, and otherwise just have a nice dog bed, like here, dog number 1, or here in that corner, dog number 2. They don't need kennels. It's a prison, actually, and it doesn't make any sense. The other people that are, of course, the worst. When people buy dogs, like high-end breeds, to be proud of, like that the dog is basically replacing their own image, their own identity. It's like they are fucking fat losers, but they have a streamlined pit bull, what looks like a real athlete who would protect them in reality. But it never happens, of course, because normally dogs have very good character and are happy about everybody who comes, including your own murderer. So I think if here I have a break-in, as soon they see the dogs and say, "Hello, Schnuppelmuppel," dogs will wave the tail and very happily hand over us and the money to the break-in people. So dogs, to think like dog defending you or dog can be instead of you defending whatever is totally bullshit. So, but now coming to the psychopaths basically, and that is the 50% of the dog owners, you know. So you have all kinds of excuses, like the people are scared to let the dogs off the leash. That is the main point where you recognize the psychopaths when it comes to dog ownerships. And so it's very, very depressing to see these idiots, you know. So they pull the dog right away from the other dog sniffing, instead of giving him leverage, giving him a little leash time to sniff and to say hello to the other dog. If you pull your dog away, your dog gets scared and aggressive and it gets in defense mode because you think what happened is the other dog actually attacking me and he cannot reach it anymore because you choke your dog up. And that is normally comes together with a verbal, say, like they talk then like, you know, my dog had just an operation. I cannot make him off leash because he cannot run. Or my dog doesn't, that was the best one, the dog doesn't like other puppies unleashed. So I said like to the owner, like, okay, what does that mean? Like, your dog actually likes puppies as long as they're on a leash. And as soon as they're not on leash, they don't like it. No, it's you don't like unleashed dogs because they take you out of your comfort zone because you are a psycho, fear-driven idiot. Also, like when people say, I have to train my dog to go without a leash. Like, my dogs, I never use a leash. From puppy time on, they have to follow me. I'm the leader. They just follow me in all the walks, and it was never a problem. I just have here in the left corner as a new puppy we have since it's now 7 months old. We got her when she was 3 months, and I never used a leash, so she always follows because they learn it. But dogs, and the main point is, dogs have to run. Dogs have way more energy as humans. If you don't drive with your bike and the dog is following you, the dog is never exhausted enough. The dog has to run, has to, on the dog beach, whatever, playing with other dogs, you know, you have to have the trust in your dog that your dog can run around and play with other dogs. And if there's an aggressive dog, your dog will run away or fight back. They have to figure it out, like kids on the playground. You know, so, and that is the thing, like, you need to trust your dog a little more, but most of the people, they just are completely psychos. The other psycho thing where you see also psycho rule followers, right? It's like, for example, in the middle of the winter or whatever, fall, it's pissing rain, everything is muddy, nobody is anymore in the parks, at the beach, only dog owners. And then your dogs take a shit, and they do pick up the shit in plastic bags, and then they leave the plastic bag on the grass. I mean, what are you doing there? What is that? Or putting the plastic bags everywhere, like on a park bench or whatever. Like, it's completely stupid, idiotic. You don't do anything good for the environment. Leave the fucking shit on the grass. If it's summertime, people hanging out on the grass, whatever, of course, pick up the poo, put it in a garbage can. But if it's shitty weather or in winter, just leave the fucking poo where it is. It's like you destroy the environment with packing it in plastic bags and then dumping the plastic bags in the forest. It's completely absurd, irresponsible, and you are not good. You make the mistake. You should get prosecuted by the law. Same thing is like when you have like this also in Vancouver, you know, like coming people from the city controlling you. If your dog is not leashed and you're looking around like at the beach, like 3 kilometer snow, nobody. And then a guy from city comes, your dog is unleashed. And you say like, so threatening you with a fine, right? And you say like, yeah, based on what I should leash my dog? Like the stapled up sunbathing crowd audience on the beach or what? I mean, here is nobody. There will be nobody. And if a dog's on a leash or not, I can pick up the poo. So it has nothing to do with the leash. So to have the dogs also on in beaches or parks or whatever where it's on leash, right? Actually on a leash, you're also a stupid rule-following idiot who are responsible that the earth goes under because you will fucking follow the rules till we are all done and dead. You will go to war, even if it's completely senseless. You will keep following the consume terror, and you will wait till all the poles are melted and we're all dead because you just follow the fucking rules like a fucking retard, you know? You also would never like mow your lawn, like cut your grass on a Sunday because it's not allowed to use your grass cutter, even if you live like a kilometer away from the next house, you fucking retard. So, and that is the thing. It's like basically that speech is about stupidity, is about like logical thinking, you know, and a lot of people, they replace logical thinking with their own fears and their own follow the authorities. And that is a huge problem, and that ultimately, as you see, leads also to murder, that the police murders people, you know? Because they think if you don't show your ID, I can actually shoot you for it. Because you didn't follow the authority, so now I have all tools, I can use all tools. And that is the thing. And the last thing what I need is like dog owners who come and lecture me. Like, please leash your dog. And my dog is like waving the tail around their dog and they're choking their dog up that the dog should have no contact whatsoever. You know, that is like, don't lecture me. Shut the fuck up and keep walking. Let your dog off the leash. Just trust your dog. That is my advice, you know. But what I hate is that then these people think they can actually lecture like a dog expert like me. I grew up with dogs. I'm 51. I always had dogs. Like, and I walked dogs from the shelter in Mainz like crazy, you know, from Rottweilers to Pit Bulls, everything. So I'm not scared of any dog. I handled any dog in my whole lifetime, and all the dogs had a great life with me. And so it's ridiculous what stupid idiots are running around on that planet when it comes to dogs. You know, a lot of people, they shouldn't have dogs. Last time I met a Chinese woman with her son, they almost choked they had a brand new 8 months old, full on German Shepherd. And that Shepherd was full of energy, wanted to run and run and run. And they choked him away from everybody. And they said, oh, we cannot let the dog run because it will never come back. I said, why you have a dog? Who are you? I mean, what the fuck? It's like completely ridiculous. You know, this guy's never had dogs and no experience. And they will actually then, of course, bring the dog to the SPCA, to an animal shelter in the end, because they can never really handle it. That dogs are full of energy. They have to run 20 miles a day. You know, and they can do that only if you walk 5 miles and they run 20 miles in the same way you walk the 5 miles every day. But this fucking retards will have him like unhealthy, getting unhappy, maybe even getting aggressive based on all their wrong education. And it's a shame that people like this exist and think they do something good for a dog and even think they have any knowledge about dogs. But they don't. Okie dokie.
For years now, I've been trying to recreate the ice-cold refreshment of a Coors Light. But still, nothing has come close. See for yourself. For a chance to visit my ice bar, go to courselight.co.uk.
And if I turn the thing here a little around, you see my TV, and I watched the unwatchable Night of Cups, the new or whatever Terrence Malick movie, what is for free right now here online, and with Christian Bale and tons of other actors. It is just unbelievable how Terrence Malick gets away with the absolutely ridiculous bullshit that fucking retard is shooting. I mean, there is no excuse. The only excuse he can have is, look, if idiots give me money to shoot that shit, and I call A-list stars like, not Kate Winslet, but like Christian Bale and tons of other stars are in it, playing 4B, walking in slow motion in the wind, looking around, answering questions with questions, and are basically only spoiled rich brats who never do anything positive for anything, who are completely full of selfish pricks staring at the reality and staring at sex and staring at drugs and staring at things, but they're in the middle of it. They are the reasons the sex getting consumed, but they're acting like they're outsider, but they're not. They're representing the consume elite of fake idiots we have in Hollywood. You know, they are the people what normal people despise, what you hate. Every single character in his movies, what he shows them on the search of something, are not on the search of something. They're just fucking rich pricks driving with Porsches, cabriolets from one house to a pool party to the other, but acting like, I don't know, but I'm here, like Sean Penn in that movies before. I mean, ridiculous. It's basically the scum of the earth what Terrence Malick presents in his movies, nothing else. Oh my fucking god. Unbelievable, the worst pieces of shit ever shot. And I thought it's all Michael Bay, but no, Terrence Malick is worse. He's just a fucking asshole, like a lunatic, an absolutely like run down idiot who maybe, if he doesn't play with everybody and thinks it's all a satire where he makes money with the worst pieces of shit movies ever shot and he makes fun out of it. I'm waiting for his autobiography where he writes like, look, with my so-called genius, I was able to make the worst pieces of shit movies and got always A-list stars to prove how stupid A-list stars are. How can you act in this? I mean, it is, I think there is a zero story, zero intelligence, zero reflection about the world, zero reflection about anything what matters on the planet. It's the opposite. It's like trying to put meaning in global, the universe, here, another beach, another airport, another drive, another wind in the air, another silence, bullshit. He acts like if you say fucking nothing and you have fucking no job and you're only walking around and staring around and looking at skyscrapers, that you have anything. No, you're not. You're like a stupid, retarded, spoiled, rich prick who inherited all his fucking money and since then is on drugs. That is what Terrence Malick's people are about. Unbelievable. It's just unfucking believable. And all the reviewers and the critics and the studios who finance it. I mean, how stupid you have to be to give him one more fucking dollar and not the biggest ass kick of your life. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Bye. 1994.